Tonight on Love Live at 6, questions mount over the welfare and legal status of 9 Haitian girls brought to Belize 3 years ago. It also raises the question as to why the former ombudsman waited so long to raise the alarm. Defense attorneys to stop doing pro bono court-appointed cases on August 1. Retired senior magistrate Sharon Fraser questions whether qualified Belizeans are being overlooked for judicial appointments. Belizean national sentenced to 14 months in United States prison for lying during an attempted firearm purchase. Belize City businessman is shot during an apparent pawn shop robbery on Handyside Street. And Minister Misha Shabat moves to modernize the Belize Postal Service. Stay tuned for these stories and more on tonight's edition of Love Live at 6. We'll be right back.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Llano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Easy, accessible, safe, yours. Digi Wallet, easy, accessible, safe, yours.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Iowa Belizean. Of course, I will make sure the place clean, especially the places then where we treasure.
Iowa Belizean. Of course, I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
Iowa Belizean. Of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
Iowa Belizean. Of course, I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
Iowa Belizean. Of course, on and off the court. We unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
Bellican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Bellican, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Bellican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Bellican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Bellican beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Partners for Battle of the Paddles are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, the Placencia Village Council, World Wildlife Fund. Sponsors are Sandy Cove BZ Tours, the Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environment Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, and Love FM.
Good evening, Belize, and welcome to Love Live at 6 with your news for tonight. I am Tamar Jones. 9 Haitian girls who were brought to Belize 3 years ago may have been left in legal and administrative uncertainty amid unresolved questions surrounding their guardianship, immigration status, and overall welfare. The troubling claims are contained in a Freedom of Information request filed by former Ombudsman Major Retired Herman Gilbert Suazo. He says the girls entered Belize on or around June 16, 2023, and were placed under the care of persons connected with Beauty Out of Ashes, an organization that described itself as a long-term residential foster home for girls. According to Suazo, the Office of the Ombudsman received a complaint in May 2025 from United Nations protection agencies, including UNICEF Belize and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. The complaint prompted an investigation into the circumstances under which the children left Haiti, entered Belize, and were placed in private care. Suazo says the information reviewed by his office raised concerns about the absence of verified guardianship documents, questions surrounding the children's immigration and asylum status, and the alleged failure to complete a best interest determination. He also referred to emotional distress reportedly displayed by the children, possible interference with independent interviews, and indicators that he believed were consistent with trafficking-related movement. Those concerns remain allegations. Suazo stressed that his investigation did not establish criminal wrongdoing or liability against any named person. The former ombudsman says his office sought records from Human Services, Immigration, the Refugee Department, UNICEF Belize, and the persons caring for the girls. Immigration reportedly provided documents, but Suazo says Human Services and the Refugee Department had not supplied all the requested information before his tenure ended on December 31, 2025. The case raises immediate questions for the authorities. Where are the children now? Have their guardianship and immigration statuses been regularized? Was their welfare independently assessed, and were the possible child protection and trafficking concerns referred to law enforcement and fully investigated? Suazo's disclosure is also attracting scrutiny because of its timing. Although he says the matter reached his office in May 2025 and developed into a serious investigation before he left office, the issue was not publicly brought to the forefront during the controversy surrounding the non-renewal of his contract. At that time, much of Suazo's public focus centered on his employment status, salary, and the decision not to renew his appointment as ombudsman. It is therefore unclear why a matter involving 9 potentially vulnerable minors was not raised with similar urgency while he remained in office or immediately after his departure. More than 6 months after leaving the post, Suazo is now asking Attorney General Anthony Sylvester to disclose what has happened to the investigation since January. He wants to know whether it was reassigned, suspended, closed, or left dormant, whether the evidence was preserved, and when a formal outcome can be expected. The Freedom of Information request brings an undeniably serious child protection matter into public view. At the same time, it raises legitimate questions about why the former ombudsman's concerns were not disclosed or pursued publicly much earlier, particularly if he believed the children were possibly at risk. The Association of Defense Attorneys says its members will stop providing pro bono legal aid services from August 1, citing the government's alleged failure to implement an agreement reached nearly 2 years ago. The association secretary, Orson O.J. Elrington, says the government had agreed to pay defense attorneys $7,500 per case. According to Elrington, the payment was intended to help cover travel and other incidental expenses incurred when attorneys represent defendants who cannot afford private counsel. Elrington says the association's members continued accepting legal aid cases while awaiting implementation of the arrangement, but have now taken a firm decision to withdraw their services.
Again, we're talking about murder trials, all right? And I have seen where there is an issue that I must bring to the attention of the public, where, again, and us doing this is not an attempt to cripple the judiciary and to cripple the access to justice for those persons who cannot afford it. But this, again, has been a commitment that the administration has made and committed that they would change it, understanding that it was costing our membership to represent people. When you're going to travel all the way to Toledo, hotel, etc., and my good brother had mentioned it's not $5, it's $2,000. $2,000. When my good brother can tell you at the private bar, you're looking at a minimum of about $15,000 if you're going at the private bar. We had come to a compromise, and they said $7,500 so that it is somewhere in the middle to cover your expenses, etc., and something for your time. All right? So our decision is that come the 1st of August, our membership will not take any more court-appointed matters. Our association has made it clear, our membership has made it clear, we will not accept any more court-appointed matters until the issue of the fees is rectified.
The planned withdrawal could affect defendants who qualify for legal assistance, particularly in serious criminal matters where legal representation is essential. It may also place added pressure on the courts if attorneys are not available to take on those cases. Elrington maintains that the association supports access to justice, but says its members cannot be expected to indefinitely absorb the costs associated with providing representation. He adds that private attorneys cannot be compelled to accept cases without compensation.
We can't be forced, and that is what my colleague had said. And the practice is, of course, we essentially, historically have said, you know what, I will take this, I'll take this one. We'll work with the bench. We work with the bench and say, all right, yes, I can fit that one in, I can fit that one in. I do 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 per year. And again, it is the burden rests on maybe 10 practitioners, even inside of our association, because there are about 10 of us, really and truly, who do murder matters, who appear before the judges or you're before in the judge with a murder matter and say, oh, by the way, you know, I have, help me out here. And we don't have a problem with it, like I said, but it must be fair. The Attorney General, who is the government, and this is to a budgetary issue. This is for the government, I believe now, which can be clearly and easily rectified.
The association says its position will take effect on August 1 unless the outstanding matter is addressed. Up to news time, the government had not publicly responded to the announcement or indicated what alternative arrangements would be made to ensure eligible defendants continue receiving legal representation. The government's recruitment of foreign judicial officers is also coming under scrutiny, with retired senior magistrate Sharon Fraser questioning whether qualified Belizean attorneys are being given a fair opportunity to serve on the bench. Fraser says that while foreign judges continue to be contracted, local legal professionals who possess the necessary experience and qualifications are seemingly being overlooked. She argues that the situation creates an uneven playing field and believes the Bar Association should be more vocal in defending the professional interests of Belizean attorneys.
I must say, for somebody who has been practicing for as long as I am, I was very disappointed because I would have come back to my country, made sacrifices, thinking that in fact there was an association that would fight for me and all the other attorneys in Belize. The truth of the matter is I can't go be a judge in Trinidad. I can't be a judge in Guyana. I can't be a judge in Barbados. The situation is that I decided to come home and give back to the government and people of this country. I didn't run away. I stayed and I did what I needed to have done. And here I am, and I'm sitting and I'm saying, okay, so these people who are being appointed, what do they have over somebody like myself? And the truth is, the only thing they have is that they're not Belizean. So what does that say? At least that is the question I've been asking. And why I'm disappointed about the release from the Bar Association is because they're supposed to be representing me and other attorneys. And that is not how it felt. It felt as if they were representing the status quo. If you look at the laws and you look at what it's saying the association is supposed to be doing, it makes you wonder, right? It makes me wonder, and I'm sure there are others who are wondering, what is the purpose of them belonging to an association if they're not going to fight for us?
Attorney General Anthony Sylvester has reportedly indicated that the selection process has not yet been finalized. Fraser, however, remains unconvinced, saying that based on the circumstances surrounding the proposed appointment, she believes the decision has effectively already been made.
The process is still ongoing because officially, it is not a done deal until the Governor General puts her stamp of approval. And so he's right, it's not done. But traditionally, man, come on, people. Traditionally, once that recommendation come out, it is a done deal. Because yes, the Prime Minister has to concur. So he could probably say, well, given all that is happening, I will not concur. But people tell me, what is the likelihood of that happening? The Governor General is a creature of the Constitution and says that she must follow the recommendation from certain aspects, right? And in this case, follow the recommendation of the General of the Judicial and Legal Services Commission with the concurrence of the Prime Minister after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition. No, the AG would have said it is in the consultation stage, but I will tell you consultation does not mean that it is a veto. Consultation is just that. You accept it or you don't. That is what it is. It's just that. So if the Leader of the Opposition says, well, I don't agree, that means nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Fraser's comments add to an ongoing debate within the legal community over the appointment of judicial officers and the opportunities available to Belizean lawyers. While foreign judges have historically been recruited to address vacancies and bring specialized experience to the judiciary, Fraser maintains that suitably qualified local candidates should be provided a fair and transparent path to appointment. A Belizean national has been sentenced to 14 months in prison in the United States after pleading guilty to making a false statement during an attempted firearm purchase. The United States Attorney's Office for the District of Vermont says 34-year-old Reginald Adam Velasquez was sentenced on July 14 by U.S. District Judge Mary Kay Lanthier. According to U.S. court records, Velasquez entered the United States without authorization in 2022 and was later granted parole. Prosecutors say he failed to comply with the conditions of that parole in early 2025, resulting in the termination of his immigration proceedings. Approximately 9 months later, Velasquez attempted to purchase a firearm from a federally licensed dealer in Vermont. Authorities say he completed a required ATF form and knowingly provided false information concerning his immigration status. U.S. prosecutors further alleged that a subsequent investigation linked Velasquez to drug dealing in Vermont during the summer and fall of 2025, including an incident in which he reportedly exchanged a firearm for drugs. The release does not indicate that he was convicted of any separate drug offense in connection with those allegations. The investigation involved the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the United States Border Patrol, and Homeland Security investigations. The case was prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Catherine Flynn, while Velasquez was represented by Assistant Federal Public Defender Emily Kenyon. The prosecution formed part of Operation Take Back America, a nationwide U.S. Department of Justice initiative focused on immigration enforcement, transnational criminal organizations, and violent crime. Miguelito Encalada has been sentenced to 2 concurrent life terms for the murders of his wife, Desiree Elizabeth Gonzalez, and his younger brother, George Vincent Rochester. Justice Candice Nanton ruled that Encalada must serve a minimum of 40 years before becoming eligible for parole. The sentences were backdated to April 24, 2023, the date he was remanded to the Belize Central Prison. Encalada was convicted on May 22 of 2 counts of murder in connection with the fatal shootings which occurred on April 20, 2023 at a home and restaurant on Scissortail Street in the New Site area of Ladyville. In determining the sentence, Justice Nanton began with a minimum term of 42 years. She described the case as falling at the upper end of the scale, pointing to several aggravating factors. A firearm was used, 2 people were killed at close range, the victims were Encalada's close relatives, and the attack occurred at the home and business of one of the victims. The judge said the sentence must reflect the gravity of the crimes, protect the public, and deter others. She determined that neither a fixed prison term nor the death penalty was appropriate, finding instead that life imprisonment with the possibility of eventual parole was warranted. The court also found that Encalada was capable of rehabilitation. Justice Nanton reduced the minimum term by 2 years after considering mitigating factors, including Encalada's positive prison record, his completion of 2 rehabilitation programs, and the absence of disciplinary infractions during approximately 3 years on remand. The court also considered a social inquiry report describing his previous work mentoring young men in Ladyville, as well as statements about his role as a father. A psychiatric assessment reportedly found that he had no major mental illness and was physically fit. Before he was sentenced, Encalada offered condolences to both families, but continued to maintain his innocence. He told the court that the person responsible remains at large and insisted he was neither involved in the killings nor the shooter. During the trial, Encalada claimed that armed men entered his establishment, forced him to the ground, and later escaped with approximately $8,000. He said he subsequently discovered Gonzalez and Rochester lying on the floor. The prosecution's case, however, satisfied the court beyond a reasonable doubt that Encalada was responsible for both murders. Encalada was represented by attorney Earl Hamilton, while Crown Counsel Glenfield Dennison appeared on behalf of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Belize City Police are investigating a shooting during an apparent robbery at a pawn shop just before midday today. Preliminary information indicates that an armed man entered the business on Handyside Street and held up its owner. During the incident, the businessman was shot in the leg. He was subsequently transported to the hospital for medical treatment. His condition has not yet been confirmed. Police are expected to review surveillance footage and conduct interviews as they work to identify the gunman and determine the full circumstances surrounding the incident. No arrest has been reported, and the information remains preliminary. The rape trial of Belize City resident Rupert Codd began and concluded in a single day before Justice Derek Sylvester in the High Court. A verdict is expected on September 29. Codd is accused of raping a woman near the Carl Huchener Memorial Hospital in the early hours of April 2, 2023. He has denied the allegation. The complainant, who was 31 at the time of the alleged incident, testified in camera. She told the court that she was walking to the KHMH for medical assistance at around 4 o'clock that morning when a man began following her. She alleged that the man, whom she later identified as Codd, threatened her with a knife, forced her onto a picnic table near the hospital, and raped her. The prosecution, represented by Crown Counsel from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, presented evidence from 11 witnesses. 3 witnesses, including the complainant, the arresting officer, and a forensic analyst, testified in court. Statements from the remaining witnesses were admitted into evidence by agreement between the prosecution and defense. Codd, represented by attorney Michael Perifeet, gave sworn testimony in his defense. He claimed that the woman had taken his wallet and cellular phone and that he restrained her on the picnic table while attempting to recover the items. Codd denied having sexual intercourse with the complainant and maintained that no rape occurred. Justice Sylvester has directed both sides to file their written closing submissions by July 31. Oral submissions are scheduled to be heard in open court on September 29, after which the judge is expected to deliver his decision on whether Codd is guilty or not guilty. Codd remains presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. If convicted, he could face a substantial prison sentence under Belize's laws. As postal services around the world continue adapting to rapid technological advances and changing consumer habits, Belize is taking steps to keep pace. Government is moving ahead with plans to modernize the country's postal service through a series of upgrades aimed at improving efficiency, expanding the services available to the public, and enhancing the overall customer experience. The initiative also seeks to better position the Belize Postal Service to compete with private courier companies by introducing features that reflect the growing demand of today's delivery market. Love News spoke with Minister of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics, Michelle Shabat, who shared how the planned improvements will reshape postal services for Belizeans.
The Postal Service is probably one of the oldest government institutions in this country. And with the digital age, a lot of the traction it used to have has really slowed down. But what we're doing in the post office, we're moving to the digital age. We're moving to a stage where people can track their mail, can track their parcels digitally. They've also introduced a one-day parcel delivery to compete with the other couriers. And so we're trying to innovate. Shortly, along with the UPU, we're going to be creating hubs within the post office where people can do their electronic applications, birth certificates, passport applications, all the government services you're going to be able to access through the post office. As well, we're creating a portal at the post office for MSMEs, for small business, small and micro businesses, so that they may not have at home the tools that they need to promote their businesses. We are creating this through the post offices.
Minister Shabat says the modernization initiative is designed to bring Belize's postal service in line with global trends by streamlining operations, introducing more convenient and customer-focused services, and strengthening the department's capacity to compete in an increasingly fast-paced courier industry. He adds that the changes are intended to ensure the postal service remains a reliable and relevant option for Belizeans well into the future. Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacey Smith is being recommended for promotion to Superintendent of Police. However, she says the promotion has not yet been confirmed. A letter obtained by Love News indicates that Smith's recommendation has been forwarded to the Security Services Commission, which is responsible for reviewing and approving promotions within the senior ranks of the Belize Police Department. The document states that Smith is already performing duties assigned to a senior superintendent, a rank above her current post, and that she met the required standard before the promotional board. It further indicates that she ranked favorably in the overall assessment. Smith, who serves as the department's primary public relations officer and is also an attorney at law, explained that appearing before the promotional board and receiving a recommendation do not automatically result in promotion. Smith stressed that while she has been recommended, her promotion will become official only if and when it is approved by the Security Services Commission.
It was just a recommendation. The Security Services Commission would have to meet and make their deliberation. Whenever anyone reaches the rank of inspector, the process for promotion no longer entails a promotional exam, i.e. a written exam. Below that rank, you would do a written exam, and based upon completing the exam or how you perform in the exam, you would move to the interview process. And based on the performance in the interview process, as well as other factors, a decision will be made. When it comes to persons of the rank of inspector and above, the process entails an application by the interested officer to go before the promotional board. A promotional board is convened. I think it's a 5-member panel consisting of senior officers as well as representatives from the Security Service and the ministry, where the individual officers are placed in front of this panel of 5 persons, and each of them gets an opportunity to ask that officer question relevant to the post to which they wish to occupy. After that is done, the grades are submitted to the Commissioner's office, and based on that, he reviews that as well as the performance appraisal and the needs of the department in terms of the administrative needs, and a recommendation is forwarded to the Security Services Commission for the promotion of officers.
Several assistant superintendents reportedly appeared before the board seeking advancement, but the letter makes clear that passing the assessment does not guarantee promotion. There has been a positive development in the case of the dog that has been the dog seen being brutally beaten in a video that went viral on social media. The dog, previously known as Big Boy, has reportedly been removed from the property and relocated to a new home. He is now being called Buddy. Images shared online show Buddy with the persons who reportedly took responsibility for his care before transporting him to what is being described as his new permanent home. The development shows widespread public outrage over footage that appeared to show a man repeatedly striking the dog while it was tied and unable to escape. Meanwhile, Breaking Belize News reports that police subsequently visited the property where the incident allegedly occurred. However, both the dog and the man, identified online as his owner, were reportedly no longer there when officers arrived. The Belize Police Department has confirmed that the alleged abuse is under investigation. Staff Officer Assistant Superintendent Stacy Smith earlier provided an update on the status of the inquiry.
That video has come to the police's attention. We are in possession of it, and the commissioner has directed for the information as relates to where it occurred to be ascertained. I believe what we have received so far is that it was in Cotton Tree Village. I'm not sure if it has been confirmed, but certainly it is a matter that the department takes seriously because, I mean, there is absolutely no justification for what was seen on that video. So certainly it is being investigated, and as progress is made, that will be forwarded to the media.
While Buddy is now reportedly in safer surroundings, it remains unclear whether he has been examined by a veterinarian, whether police have located or interviewed his former owner, or whether charges will be brought. No one has been convicted in connection with the incident, and the allegations remain under investigation. The video has also prompted a joint response from animal welfare organizations across Belize. The group says reports of abuse, neglect, abandonment, and starvation are received regularly and should not be treated as isolated incidents. They are calling for stronger enforcement of existing animal cruelty laws and greater resources for the agencies responsible for investigating such complaints. Tony's Barbecue has taken to social media to rally public support after being ordered to leave its current location near the Balkan Bridge. But the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing says the structure is occupying space required for the safe and efficient replacement of the bridge. The owners, Manuel Perdomo and Sarah Beck, were given 30 days to remove the barbecue stand from the public road reserve, with the deadline set for August 15. They subsequently filed a formal grievance asking the ministry to reconsider the relocation. In a response dated July 21, MIDH maintained that the stand must be removed because the area is needed to provide unobstructed pedestrian access to the temporary crossing, maintain emergency and evacuation routes, and allow contractors, heavy equipment, and machinery to operate safely. The ministry also says the space may be required as construction arrangements change during the project. According to MIDH, Tony's Barbecue has no lease, no permit, concession, or other legal authorization to occupy the road reserve. The ministry also raised concerns about customers parking on the sidewalk and heated grilling equipment being operated within an area intended for pedestrians. While the business owners are now appealing for public support, MIDH says the relocation is necessary to prevent the stand from obstructing the infrastructural workspace required to advance the Balkan Bridge replacement project. The ministry acknowledged that earlier statements may have suggested the business would not need to relocate. It explained, however, that construction plans can change as engineering designs, site investigations, and safety assessments progress, and that any formal assurance cannot override the Public Roads Act. The relocation will be permanent, meaning Tony's Barbecue will not be allowed to return to the road reserve once the bridge project is completed. The Belize City Council has reportedly identified an alternative location nearby and has indicated that it is willing to help facilitate the move. MIDH, however, says it has no legal obligation to provide compensation or relocation assistance because the existing structure is unauthorized. The ministry has also declined the owner's request for another meeting, saying their concerns have already been reviewed. It is encouraging the business to work with the City Council on arrangements for the alternative site. If the structure remains after August 15, MIDH says it may pursue enforcement action to remove it and recover the associated cost. There is more news ahead, but first we take a break. This is Love Live at 6. We'll be right back.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Partners for Battle of the Paddles are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, the Placencia Village Council, World Wildlife Fund. Sponsors are Sandy Cove BZ Tours, the Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environment Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, and Love FM.
Back to School 2026 with the Angelus Press is here. And this year is bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks? Check. Fresh backpacks? Check. Prices that make you smile? Double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angelus Press on social media. Every Friday during our back to school season, look out for our jaw-dropping This Stuff for Real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
The Angelus Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angelus Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
Good evening and welcome back. Love Live at 6 continues. Just after 12:09 this morning, surveillance cameras at Exito Fast Food in Santa Cruz, Stann Creek District captured an uninvited visitor making his way inside the establishment. The footage shows a light-skinned man, slim-built, entering the premises. As he moved through the restaurant, the individual was seen using a blue shirt to conceal his face. For several minutes, the burglar was seen lingering throughout the establishment, seemingly looking for something of value. The footage eventually shows him locating the business's cash pan, where, according to the owner, Jorge Torres, approximately $600 in cash was stolen.
He come, I think, from Copen Village, so here in Santa Cruz. He come in from my window, from the window I got behind the place, come in inside and just take the money. Only the windows is broken. Only the windows is broken, and the window costs like $290 on window right now, like that.
Only the money he took, or were there other items?
No, only the money. Well, I was sitting in the video, and you could see the video too. He only take the money. Well, I have cameras outside of the building, but he may come behind the building. I don't have no cameras behind my building. Only have front of the building, and it look like he coming from behind the building and come in from the back window, broke the window, come in inside, and just take the money and gone. Well, this morning when my worker called me 5 a.m., he tell me the door is open, and it look like somebody may want to come in. Somebody may broke the window. Instant, I check the cameras and I see and I recognize the man. And in reality, I recognize the man because he is one of my customers. So I gone at the police station this morning and I make a report, and we know the guy. So police right now, police look for him right now both in Santa Cruz, and where I transfer the police, then don't share the video too. To weapon he used to live in Copen, and well, I expect the police do the good work and catch this man the quickest possible, because we can't have this man boat in the street like after when they don't do this already.
The incident was later brought to public attention after the surveillance footage was shared as the business sought assistance in identifying the individual captured on camera. Torres says the response was quick and based on information received after the footage circulated. The person seen in the video has since been identified. A Belize City woman has been charged with a cybercrime offense following allegations that she made derogatory statements about a female police officer during a Facebook Live broadcast. 34-year-old Amika Shanae Chanel Betran, a housewife of Partridge Street, appeared in the Belize City Magistrates Court on Monday. She pleaded not guilty to using a computer system to disseminate a statement she allegedly knew to be false. Police allege that on July 11, Betran used Facebook to make comments about a 28-year-old police constable, including claims concerning the officer's personal conduct and professional reputation. According to the police complaint, the officer was at home when her sister alerted her to the broadcast. She later located the video on Betran's Facebook page and reportedly heard her name being mentioned along with statements she considered insulting and damaging to her reputation. The officer subsequently made a cybercrime report and provided investigators with a screen recording of the broadcast. Betran was detained on July 18 and formally charged the following day. The prosecution did not object to bail, and the senior magistrate granted Betran bail in the sum of $1,500, with one surety in the same amount. As part of her bail conditions, Betran must not contact the complainant or any member of her family. She is also prohibited from interfering with prosecution witnesses or posting anything on social media about the complainant or the case. The court warned that violating these conditions could result in her bail being revoked. Before securing her release, Betran was also required to settle an outstanding fine of $75. The matter was adjourned until September 7. A routine police patrol in Bullet Tree Falls Village, Cayo District, resulted in the arrest of 37-year-old Santos Ramirez. According to police, the incident occurred on July 16 while officers were conducting mobile patrols in the village. Police say Ramirez's person was searched, which yielded a plastic bag containing suspected crack cocaine. ASP Stacey Smith spoke on the process that followed.
Police have formally arrested and charged 37-year-old Santos Ramirez of Bullet Tree Falls Village for the offense of possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply. The arresting officer reported that on 16 July 2026, he was on patrol in the Bullet Tree Falls Village when his attention was drawn to Santos, whose conduct arose that officer's suspicion. Mr. Santos was detained and searched, and a search of his person resulted in the discovery of a bag containing suspected crack cocaine, which, when weighed, amounted to 9.2 grams.
A 37-year-old man is facing ammunition-related charges after he was found with several rounds of ammunition. Police in San Ignacio, Santa Elena says Simon Bakeman was charged after a search at his residence yielded 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacey Smith provided further details on the matter.
Police have formally arrested and charged 37-year-old Simon Bateman of Santa Elena, Tonkayo, for the offense of kept ammunition without a gun license. The arrest of Bateman follows the execution of an intelligence-led operation at the residence of Bateman on Friday, 17 July, for illegal firearm and ammunition. A search on Bateman's persons resulted in the discovery of 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and given that he is not the holder of a gun license, he was subsequently charged for kept ammunition without being the holder of a gun license.
A proposed access road through the Freshwater Creek Forest Reserve in Orange Walk District will be the subject of public consultation later this week. According to the Department of the Environment, an environmental impact assessment report has been submitted for the construction of a new route intended to connect the Honeycamp and Newland communities. The proposed road can improve access and movement between the two communities. However, because it would pass through a protected forest reserve, the project is also expected to raise questions about possible effects on wildlife, vegetation, water resources, and the wider environment. The consultation will give residents, environmental organizations, and other stakeholders an opportunity to review the proposal, raise concerns, and comment on the findings of the environmental impact assessment before a decision is made. The hybrid consultation is scheduled for Thursday at 6 o'clock in the evening at the San Esteban Lions Club in San Esteban Village. Those unable to attend in person may participate via Zoom or follow the proceedings on the Government of Belize Press Office Facebook page. The Department of the Environment is encouraging interested persons to take part and share their views as it pertains to the benefits and the potential benefits and environmental implications of the proposed access road. The Ministry of Education, in consultation with the Contractor General, has introduced an open tendering process for the selection of school bus operators. Qualified operators are being invited to apply to provide services from August 2026 through June 2028. Successful contractors will be expected to transport students safely and reliably between their communities and designated educational institutions. According to the Ministry's Communications Officer, Kevin Chen, the idea is to improve the transportation for children via efficiency, safety, and reliability.
So the new school bus transportation application process, the application to provide these services revolved around four main core objectives that the ministry is trying to accomplish. These include transparency and fairness, so ensuring that the awards are conducted openly and impartially. It also has to do with equal opportunity, ensuring that all qualified operators, including our current school bus operators, have the opportunity to apply and to compete as part of this process, and ensuring as well a structured selection, so putting structure to a process and trying to improve what was there before. And then the last core objective has to do with accountability. As a ministry, we have to very much be responsible. What we're trying to do here is to strengthen the responsible use of public funds. We've monitored very recent events that were brought to our attention. That our students, while they are in our care, that they are safe, that they have reliable transportation. So the ministry will work very closely with the Department of Transport, along with our network of the district education centers and the Highway Patrol unit of the Belize Police Department to ensure that these measures are complied with. All of the ministry's approved school bus routes are open to tender, all of them. At the end of last academic year, we had approximately over 250, I believe 283 approved bus routes. But all of them, again, for the upcoming contract period are available on our website, so they're able to check those out.
The application process includes a standardized application form, a checklist of supporting documents, and structured evaluation criteria. Applicants must submit proof of ownership of the bus or a valid rental or lease agreement, along with police records and medical examination forms for the assigned driver and conductor. Other requirements include a Transport Department inspection certificate and the necessary SmartStream vendor information. Operators must also show that their buses are licensed and insured and indicate whether backup transportation is available in the event of a mechanical failure. The application form further requires drivers and conductors to consent to random drug and alcohol testing upon request by the Police Department or Department of Transport. Buses must also be made available for inspection by authorities. The official school bus routes are available on the ministry's website. The Toledo district is expected to receive a new House of Culture through an agreement that they will incorporate the facility into Punta Gorda Town's Welcome Center. A memorandum of understanding was signed on Friday, July 15, by National Institute of Culture and History Niche President Albert Vaughn and Belize Tourism Industry Association Toledo Chapter President Robert Pennell. The initiative also has the support of the Belize Tourism Board. According to those behind the project, the facility is intended to provide a dedicated space for preserving, promoting, and sharing Toledo's diverse cultural traditions. The district is home to several cultural groups, and stakeholders say engagement with cultural leaders will form part of the facility's development. The initiative has received support from Minister of Education, Culture, Science and Technology, Francis Fonseca, and Minister of Tourism, Anthony Mahler. Toledo East Area Representative Osmond Martinez has also been credited with championing the proposal and holding discussions with cultural representatives. While the signing marks an important step, further details have not yet been publicly provided regarding the costs of the project, its management structure, the program it will offer, or when the House of Culture is expected to become fully operational. The concept of Belize's House of Culture was reportedly influenced by Cuba's community-based cultural model. Belize's first such facility opened in Benquevejo del Carmen in September 2001. The Punta Gorda initiative is also being linked to the Look at Me, I Am Belize at 45 campaign, which seeks to encourage a deeper understanding of Belizean culture, integrity, identity, and history. This is Love Live at 6. The news continues after the break.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
I know I Belizean. Of course I will make sure the place clean, especially the places there where we treasure.
Belizean. Of course, I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
I know a Belizean. Of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
I know Belizean. Of course, I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
I know a Belizean. Of course, on and off the court. We unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart. Park safe. Park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
The Belize Under-20 male basketball team is putting in the final hours of preparation before departing the country on Thursday for Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The team will compete at the 2026 Central American and Caribbean Games. The young athletes have spent more than 3 years building chemistry with many of the players already familiar with each other's strengths, weaknesses, and style of play. Today, Love News joined the team alongside Coach Tar during training at the Belize Civic Center to see how preparations are progressing ahead of this major regional competition.
It's a high-level competition. Of course, if we finish in the top 3, we qualify for the Pan American Games. So it's a very, very important tournament for us. And our guys have really put the work in. We've been in these 2-a-days for the last, 4 or 5 days. And the grind is I'm feeling the grind, you know what I mean? So, but today I woke up with a good sense of energy, knowing that today's our last, double session. And we really look forward to the tournament.
The team features several talented young athletes who have been making their mark on the local basketball scene, including Michael Caceres, Jason Orozco, and Tevan Dawson. The squad also includes players who have earned opportunities to compete abroad at the Division I and Division III levels, including Doug Longsford and Elijah Favela. The Central American and Caribbean Games will serve as a qualification event toward the Pan American Games, adding even more importance to the team's performance. After becoming the first country in the world to declare robotics an official sport, Belize is continuing its push to develop the program as a tool for education, job preparation, and economic growth. That effort was highlighted earlier this month at the first Caribbean STEM Engine for Economic Development, or SEED, Summit. The regional event brought together educators, researchers, business people, investors, and government officials to discuss how science and technology can create jobs and strengthen Caribbean economies. Belize was represented by Jamie Lee Chanona Usher, President of the Belize Robotics Federation, and Vice President of Student Affairs at St. Catherine's Academy. She presented Belize's robotics as a sport initiative as a practical model that other Caribbean countries can adopt. The program treats robotics much like a traditional sport. Students receive coaching, practice regularly, work in teams, and participate in competitions. In the process, they develop skills in technology, leadership, communication, creativity, and problem solving. Usher says robotics go beyond building and programming machines. It prepares students with practical skills they can use in the workplace and other areas of their lives.
Belize stepped forward and made history by becoming the first country in the world to officially recognize robotics as a sport. Our nation sent a powerful message. Innovation belongs to everyone, and every young person deserves a place in the future. But being first is about opening the door and inviting others to rise with us. Robotics as a sport creates a place for every strength. Drivers, programmers, engineers, strategists, coaches, referees, designers, speakers, and storytellers all help communities understand why this movement matters. There is no single pathway into robotics because success is built by many talents working toward one goal. On the competition field, robotics delivers action, strategy, excitement, teamwork, respect for rules, and cheering crowds. But beyond the field, it develops confidence, discipline, creativity, communication, leadership, and the courage to try again when something doesn't work. It also empowers young people to confront real challenges in their communities and become active participants in designing solutions. Every role matters. Every strength has value. Every young person deserves a place to belong. When one student discovers what they can do, another begins to believe in what is possible. Belize is proud to have led the way. Now we invite ministries of sports and innovation worldwide to join the movement. Recognize robotics as a sport. Open more doors. Create more pathways for our young people to rise. Because when we build robots, we build far more than machines. We build thinkers. We build problem solvers. We build leaders. And together, we build the future.
During the summit, Belize encouraged other Caribbean countries to introduce similar programs. The initiative seeks to connect classroom learning with real-world experience while preparing young Belizeans for new industries and opportunities. The summit concluded with Caribbean leaders committing to closer cooperation in science, education, entrepreneurship, and technology. Belize's beach volleyball duo, Francis Hawes and Ernest Broster, are wasting no time celebrating their recent success as they prepare to head back into international competition. The pair returned home just last week after helping Belize capture gold at the AFECAVOL Men's Final Four Championship. Now they are already back in preparation mode, getting ready to represent the country at the 2026 Central American and Caribbean Games in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Fresh off their championship performance, Haas and Broster says the confidence gained from that tournament has placed them in a strong position as they take the region's top teams.
Just want to tell the Belizean public to show us some support, give us some energy while we're out there playing, while we're representing our country.
This will be a very interesting and competitive tournament because we have some guys playing at this level for many years and compete against some strong teams. We're going to compete against some teams that played, the big guys in the beach world. So it's going to be very exciting and a very good test to see where we're at. Well, we are going to prepare. As we got back, we spoke to some of our teammates, some of our friends that plays beach volleyball as well, asking them to come out and help us here at the Marian Jones. We'll be there today, trying to get some working before we go again. The time space between indoor and beach was very short, so we got to work with what we have. We're already in shape, it's just to get in that beach volleyball shape.
2026 Central American and Caribbean Games are scheduled to be held in Santo Domingo, where athletes from across Central America and the Caribbean will compete in a range of sporting disciplines. The Belize Defense Force Run Club was among the participants in the first annual Roots and Routes 10K relay trial race hosted by the Belize Botanic Gardens in the Cayo district. The event brought together runners of varying ages and abilities for a course designed to promote physical fitness, teamwork, and environmental conservation. Several members of the BDF Run Club received awards for their performance, while the force congratulated all its athletes who completed the Jungle Trail. Organizers also praised participants for leaving the course free of garbage and for using refill stations, reusable water bottles, and hydration pouches instead of disposable cups and single-use plastics. The Belize Botanic Gardens says the effort demonstrated that sporting events can be both enjoyable and environmentally responsible. According to the BDF, its participation is one way to encourage healthy living, physical fitness, and wellness among members. This has been Love Live at 6. We want to say thank you for joining us. We invite you to join us again tomorrow evening for another live, updated, televised news broadcast. Up next, we take a look at the latest in weather news.
Good evening, Belize.
Our latest radar imagery for this evening showed no rainfall was observed over the country as mainly fair and warm weather conditions continues to prevail over the area. The 24-hour forecast: clear to partly cloudy skies tonight and sunny with a few cloudy spells tomorrow. Showers will be isolated with a medium chance for a few more over the south tonight. The low temperatures for tonight will drop to around 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 inland, and 67 up in the hills. The maximum temperatures for tomorrow will reach 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland, and 82 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east at 10 to 20 knots, and the sea conditions will be light chop to choppy. A low tide will occur tonight at 9:27, followed by a high tide early tomorrow morning at 3:40, another low tide tomorrow morning at 11:31, and another high tide tomorrow evening at 5:27. The sun will set this evening at 6:29 and will rise early tomorrow morning at 5:28. The moon will set tonight at 11:44 and will rise tomorrow afternoon at 1:02. The outlook for Wednesday night and Thursday is for continuing mainly fair weather with only isolated showers expected. In the tropical weather outlook, at 6 p.m. this evening, the tropical storm Bertha was centered near latitude 29.3 degrees north, longitude 87.4 degrees west, or about 120 miles west-southwest of Panama City, Florida. Bertha was moving to the west at 6 miles per hour with a maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. Elsewhere in the region, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the next 48 hours. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. Our next forecast comes out at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. With that, we end this evening's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.